So you've made it to the final set of trials. It may feel like you've gone through hell and back just to get here, but baby, you ain't seen nothing yet. If you are just now jumping into the Master Sword trials, check out our beginner tips video. Dave will walk you through the basics, but if you've already finished the first 2 challenges, get ready for some elemental taluses, truckloads of guardians, tons of moblins, and of course, motherfucking Lionels. The last set of trials can be overwhelming, but we are going to break it down floor by floor, and with a lot of inventory management and a little luck, you should be able to make it to the end. The majority of these trials focus on weather and elemental challenges. This makes dealing with enemies slightly more difficult, but as long as you prepare appropriately, they shouldn't cause too much trouble. When you first enter the final trials, you're greeted with a thunderstorm. Don't equip metal weapons and keep your distance from the lightning, and this shouldn't be much of a problem. And since most of the enemies you will be fighting are skeletons, there are no shortage of bone weapons. Because your competition on these first 5 floors are mostly skeletons, they aren't too hard to deal with. Once you've knocked the head off the body with a well-placed bomb, just hit the head once and it's dead. Like, actually dead. Just because these floors are easy doesn't mean you shouldn't be on the lookout for equipment. One of the best swords you can find in the final trials is on the 2nd floor. To the left of the skeleton fort is a buried chest. Use magnesis to pop that sucker out of the ground and look inside to find a Royal Guard sword with an attack rating of 48. Nice. Even though these aren't too hard, the 4th floor might give you some trouble. I start out by throwing a bomb into the pack of bokoblins on horseback. Once they've been dealt with, hop on a horse and clear out the rest. But be wary of the skeleton moblin with electric arrows. I would recommend leaping off your horse and slowing down time in order to take this sucker out. If you don't, he can be a pain in the ass. The 5th floor is the boss floor. The Stalnox isn't too bad. Use stasis on him and aim for the eye. If you've made it this far in the trials, he should be a walk in the park. Once you slay him, make sure to grab the Great Frostblade, the Flame Spear, and the Thunder Sword. These will make your life much easier moving forward. Next up is a rest area, but before you do anything else, sneak over and grab the ferry. Now open up the chests and make sure to equip the Flamebreaker boots. You should also get your first set of ancient arrows. As tempting as it may be to use these, let's hold on to them for now. Cook some food, smash some boxes, and when you're ready, step onto the teleportation pad. Things are about to start heating up. If you have the Flamebreaker boots equipped, the heat won't be much of an issue. And again, these first few floors aren't too difficult. The Lizalfos can be annoying, but one strike from the Great Frostblade should put them out of commission. On floor 9, you'll come across a few Lizalfos and a Fire Wizrobe. Use your Frost Greatsword to kill them in one hit, and make sure to grab the Meteor Rod from the Wizrobe. Once again, let's hold on to this guy for now. Next important thing you want to hit is on floor 10. After you've cleared out the enemies, pull out Magnesis and fish out this chest. That should net you 3 more ancient arrows. Now the second boss is a little more tough, but if your Great Frostblade is still in good shape, you shouldn't have much trouble. Use the Frostblade to cool off the beast, climb its back, and hack its exposed ore with a sword. Rinse and repeat until the Talus is dead. Now don't move. There are 2 fairies in this room. Crouch and sneak up to them. After that, I'd recommend cooking up some heat-resistant meals, but you know the drill by now. Once you're ready to hit the teleporter, equip your Flame Spear. Now as long as you have the Flame Spear equipped, you shouldn't have to worry about the cold, but I would use it sparingly. Not only will this protect you against the cold, but it also kills Lizalfos and Wizrobes in one hit. Once again, these first few floors aren't too demanding. Something else to note is that on the 13th floor there is a cooking pot and the boxes next to it have some meat. I would recommend cooking that meat before heading out and gathering some firewood. Throughout these next few floors you'll find ice blocks that obscure treasure chests. There are a couple ways to melt these without burning through too many resources. You can 1. Start a campfire near them, or 2. You can hold a fire arrow over them. It may take a while, but the reward is well worth it, especially on the 14th floor. Melting the block to the right of the start yields 3 more Guardian Arrows. Trust me, you'll need these. Time for the boss floor. Hopefully you still have the Flame Spear, the Meteor Rod, or enough Fire Arrows to deal with the Ice TALUS. Follow the same strategy as before and you should be on your way to the safe room. Wait, nope, never mind. F***ing Lionel. If you're feeling confident, you can take him on if you want his gear, but I don't like to mess with this guy, so I typically send him into another dimension with the help of an ancient arrow. Adios, bag. Safe room. Take your time to refuel because the real challenge is about to begin. If you don't know how to deflect a Guardian beam, now's the time to learn. Lock onto the Guardian, hold your shield up, and when you hear the final beep, hit A to deflect. Here's the sound one more time just in case you missed it. If you timed it right, it's a one-hit kill. If you didn't, well, your journey might be over. The first floor of this set puts you in the middle of a ton of stationary Guardians. Only one will activate at first, but as you kill more will light up. However, you can manually activate a Guardian by hitting it. Stick to the edges of the floor and activate one at a time while using trees as protection. This is also where I burn through most of my fairies and shields. If you get overwhelmed near the end, use a Guardian Arrow or two, but don't go crazy, because you're gonna need those. The next floor pits you against one mobile Guardian. The quickest way to take care of this guy, apart from using an ancient arrow, is deflecting its attacks with your shield. After 3 successful counters, the machine will die and it's on to the next floor. Now it's time to take on a flying Guardian. Hopefully you have bomb arrows, but if not, there's a chest on top of the center pillar that has some. Try to get above the Guardian and drop down. Once you're underneath it, aim for the bottom of its engines with your bomb arrow. Now that the engines are destroyed, the Guardian should come falling down, and it's useless. It's kinda sad, to be honest. Welcome to floor 22, aka the Guardian Party. There's a Guardian Skywatcher, a Guardian Stalker, and a Guardian Turret. First I'd run for cover in the castle, open the chests and target the Skywatcher. Use your bomb arrows to take out the propellers and finish it off on the ground. Then I'd lure the Stalker away from the turret's line of sight and deflect its beam 3 times. Finally, sink some arrows into the eye of the turret. Or if you're sick of Guardians, just use an ancient arrow, but make sure you have one left. After you've looted the area, get ready for the final challenge. And it all comes down to this. This floor can be overwhelming, but now isn't the time to panic. You're looking at about 9 bokoblins on horseback, a Guardian turret, and of course, a Lionel. Let's deal with the Lionel first. Equip an ancient arrow and send him to space. Next up, let's deal with the bokoblins. But you'll need to get some air in order to avoid the Guardian turret. Set some grass on fire and take to the skies. Start picking off the bokoblins while keeping your distance from the turret. After that, finish off the turret and let out a huge sigh of relief. Try it with me now. And that's it, you've made it to the very end. It's time to pat yourself on the back and test out your supercharged Master Sword. If you want to see that baby in action, head on over to our YouTube channel. And for more on Zelda, consider subscribing. It really helps us out. Thank you.